Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a yearly video. I did this last year. We're doing this again. We're ranking every single WWE PLE and special events. Special events, I'm counting. For this one, I'm counting the Raw after WrestleMania, the WrestleMania SmackDown. I'm counting day one of Raw, New Year's Revolution, SmackDown. So don't get mad because these are what I counted. So cry about it. Yeah, basically the same thing as last year, so pretty yeah, pretty cool to see there. I don't care what you think, Loki. These are just what I considered special events. So yeah, the worst. We're going from worst to best. You already see the worst one here. It's the WrestleMania SmackDown. We're gonna go over it like I usually do with reviews, but I don't know. I don't know how long this will take. So yeah. Starting off with the KO show with Randy Orton. That was pretty cool to watch, in my opinion. Just pretty cool to see them both joking around and just saying how much Logan Paul sucks, which valid. The Battle Royal was trash, in my opinion. It was just nobody gave a damn about it. The producers just sat back and just watched how it played out. It was just sloppy, terrible, botch fest. Ugh. Bronson Reed won, but what? Logan Paul's segment was pretty cool. It was like funny because like KO and Randy, they went to Lincoln Financial Field and all that, or they didn't go, or they're just chasing Logan Paul around and then they're staring while they're helping. It's kind of funny, low key, but yeah. Zelina versus Electra was an annoying squash, and then you had freaking Andrade join Ray. Cool storyline there. I just still wish it was Ray versus Santos at WrestleMania, just those two, because they can cook. Naomi, Bianca, and Jade's segment was pretty cool to watch. It was like their hype segment for WrestleMania the night after. So yeah, the tag match for New Catch Republic and Theron and Waller was fine. LA Knight's promo was it was not even fine. It was just mid. LA Knight's promo was mid. I mean, it was just there to hype up that feud with AJ Styles, and Jay versus Solo was just ass. Okay. I'm gonna give the show a 2.1 out of 5. I mean, this show was one of the laziest book shows I've ever seen in my life. This was just, I don't know, but somehow the Raw after WrestleMania is worse than this from 2023. Because at least this one had some decency with it, but not one good match, which is crazy. We move on to the next one, which is Survivor Series War Games from Vancouver, BC, Canada. We move on to that one. Yeah, I gotta say the women's War Games match was heavily just mid, or not mid. It was decent, but damn, was it a slow one? It was kind of botchy as well. I mean, oh god. It was alright. And LA Knight versus Shinsuke for the title was just mid as well. Like, I expected a lot more out of that, too. Because of how Shinsuke used to ball out, like, crazy back then. Now he just... Terrible match. Or not terrible match. It was just bad. The IC title match was pretty good. Everyone's saying it's match of the year. I don't think that. Or it's a match of the contender. I don't think that. But it was still a good match, in my opinion. It was fun to see, I guess. The World Heavyweight title match was just... It was good, but my expectations going into this were it was going to be another match of the year contender because of the classic they put on at SummerSlam. It wasn't the case here. I don't know. The men's War Games match really was what kept the show really alive here. I mean, it was just that War Games match was fantastic, but it cost 3 people injuries. Bronson Reed is out to this day with a really bad ankle injury. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know he tweeted about it, but I don't know exactly what it is. So yeah. Yeah, Jimmy Uso out with a broken toe for like a couple weeks. Tangaloa is still out to this day with a broken or torn bicep, which it looked bad in the picture. Oh my goodness. Great match, but like I think they should scrap War Games at some point because it's costing people injuries. I'm glad, like everyone's so glad it did not happen during the women's match because the women's match never made sense storyline wise. So, yeah, the show though, like the only like match that was really interesting in my opinion was the men's War Games match and kind of the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. But the second worst goes to Survivor Series, 2.8 out of 5. Basically the worst PLE of the year. Sorry. Next up was the Crown Jewel 2023. Okay, or 2024. I'm getting a flow here. Like last PLEs of the year were just the worst ones. Like towards the end of the year, they just all fell off. With Crown Jewel, I gotta say the expectations were a little bit higher for me because the matches on paper seemed amazing. The 6-man tag that's opened up the show, it was oh shit, I forgot to change the lights. I don't know why I do that. I don't know. The 6-man tag to open up the show was honestly just kind of mid in my opinion. I don't know. I expect more out of these bloodline matches, but this was kind of mid. The crowd was having its peaks, but then it was just quiet for a lot of times, and then Solo just pinned Roman out of nowhere, and no one really reacted to that. But it was a decent match. I just expected more out of it. The bloodline went clean, by the way. That was honestly it cemented. It really cemented Solo as the perfect heel for me. A really good heel. The women's tag match, like the 4-way, was all right, but it was good, but like that's it. Seth vs Bronson was good too, but that's it as well. I expected more out of both of those matches. Nia versus Liv, I expected for it to be as bad as it was. I mean, but at least Liv won, I guess. That was pretty cool. It was a pretty heartwarming moment to see Liv win like that. So, yeah. The last two matches, though, the U.S. title match was a heater. That was insane. It was so fast-paced. It was... I got pissed when it ended because I wanted to see a lot more of that. That was so much fun. And Gunther vs. Cody was a pretty good match as well at the end of it. Cody got the win surprisingly, but... yeah, pretty cool there. I mean, for some reason, they got Gunther to turn, like, into this vulnerable guy, which that's not who he is, so... yeah, I think next up I know what it is because it's Bad Blood. Yep. I know it because for some reason the last like 3 PLEs of the year were just the most mid shows ever. With Bad Blood though, it was kind of that. I mean, the Drew McIntyre versus Punk match, obviously my match of the year, started out the show amazingly, and then you had the goofy match between Bayley versus Nia. I mean, it was a good match, but the botches were just insanely funny to watch. I cannot lie to you. Finn versus Damian in the Women's World Championship were the same rating for me, 2.9 out of 5. The Finn match, it was decent. It's just, it pissed me off that Finn hits Damian with 2 coup de graces. He no-sells him, and Finn gets pinned by 1 chokeslam. This is the dude that literally kicked out of a curb stomp last year at SummerSlam, but he can't kick out of that chokeslam. Really? The main event tag was honestly a little bit boring until like the last 10 minutes of it. It was cool to see Jimmy return and all that. It was pretty cool to see at the end of it there. Rock came back just to do this, which would be brought back by Paul, like, in the first show of the year. So, yeah, but Bad Blood, God, it was such an underwhelming show. It was so good, but oh my God. 3.2 out of 5 to Bad Blood. So, yeah, the last 3 PLEs of the year, happened to be the worst PLEs of the year. God, what is the next one? It is Elimination Chamber Perth, Australia. Oh, I remember this one. This is the one I had to get up at 4 a.m. for. Honestly, it was kind of worth it, low-key. It was kind of worth it to get up, like, at 4 a.m. People were just complaining about it online, like always, because you can never please fans at this opinion, or at this point. It's just annoying. Fans are just annoying at this point. The whole IWC. Just... deal with it. UK people. I feel bad for the people in the UK. They have to go through this. Like, they have to get up at 3 in the morning to watch Raw every week. Americans complain so easily when this was at 4 a.m. I didn't complain because I was putting myself in their shoes, and I woke up at 4 for this. I don't know why I'm rapping. I actually woke up at 3 in the morning so I could do a vlog. I don't know why I'm yapping about that. So, yeah. The first off, the Elimination Chamber PLE. I mean, the Women's Chamber started it off. I mean, it was pretty fun to watch there. The tag title match, which did not have any build-up at all, and the men's chamber match were fun, like really, really, really fun, but just, you could, like, there was no story building with any of that. The women's chamber was kind of a story-driven, like, it kind of had a storyline going with it. The men's chamber, I just didn't see it. And there's the Women's World Championship, though. I thought that was a great match. Everyone's hating on it online. I loved it, in my opinion. That was just pretty fun to watch. The crowd died at some point because Nia took over, but hey, I thought it was great. Everyone just hates it, but it's my opinion. I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna give the show a 3.3 out of 5 though. So, next up on the PLE list, we have Raw after WrestleMania. This is I'm not gonna say it's bad, obviously not, but here is WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. It starts off with a very heartwarming segment with Triple H and Cody Rhodes, and then The Rock comes out, does a 40-minute promo, almost put me to sleep. Yeah, that was an awkward segment. Like, watching it this many months later, I could still hear that this is awkward chants. I don't know. It was just weird to see that. And Rock basically called a shot, and almost a whole year later, it's not going to happen. He just turned face for some reason, and he showed up drunk to NXT the next day. The opening match was Shinsuke versus Ilya. I mean, Ilya's debut should not have been handled like that. He just squashed Shinsuke, which, understandable, but still, like, it could have been a good match because of how Shinsuke and Ilya both are. They both put on bangers. Shinsuke hasn't put bangers lately, but Ilya always does. Every single match, boom, 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 Ilya always hits. But I'm just pissed at the Zen guy anytime. 2 out of 5. Judgment Day and Awesome Truth segment was pretty cool to see. Like, after Priest won the world title, I mean, it was pretty cool to see. It was pretty funny, like, still keeping up the comedy with R-Truth and The Miz and all that, but it wasn't all that great. It was good, but it wasn't all that great. And then after that came a handicap tag for like the first 7 minutes of the match, and then the last 3, you got John Cena come out, which was pretty cool. To see. Roxanne made her main roster singles debut because she's been in Rumbles before. She squashed Indy Hartwell. That's it. She barely won the NXT Women's Championship and just killed Indy Hartwell. I really feel bad for Indy about that. Yeah, Sami Zayn celebrated his Intercontinental Championship and then team up with Chad Gable before he was heel and take on Imperium. Good tag match there. I really wish they went with Chad winning the title at Mania because I feel like Sami winning it just really didn't do much for anything. I think Chad was fumbled after that. I feel like Chad should have won at Mania. I don't know. It was cool to see Sami win at Mania, but I really wanted Chad. I feel like the Sami experiment just didn't work in my opinion. I feel like, or if it was not at Mania, then at Clash of the Castle, it should have happened there, but alright. Next up was Chelsea versus Jade. Squash. It was terrible, but Jade won. And the Fatal 4-Way was pretty fun to watch at the end of it. It was pretty cool to see Jey Uso win after CM Punk screws Drew McIntyre. But yeah, overall, I thought that was a really solid Raw after Mania, in my opinion. It was not the greatest thing ever, but it was pretty cool to see, I guess. That show gets a 3.4 out of 5. That's not bad. That's not bad. Moving on, we have Money in the Bank, Toronto. So this show, it was ripe with decisions that were kind of mid. Okay, the men's ladder match was great. Drew McIntyre won. I thought they were gonna actually carry it to I thought they were actually gonna have him make a run with the briefcase. No, he cashed in 2 matches later. The IC title match between Braun versus Sami underwhelmed a lot because that match never got going. It never really hit a good pace. Sami won, but yeah. I don't know. It just felt like it was not a good pace, in my opinion. Next up was the World Heavyweight Championship. Good match. It was honestly a great match before all the stupid crap happened. Once Damien, got hit with the Falcon Arrow, he just didn't kick out, and that's what started the whole shenanigans stuff. And then here comes Drew. The match gets turned into a triple threat because Drew cashes in. And then there's there's CM Punk, Michael Cole swearing on the PLE. If you don't believe me, just ask me and I'll give you the video. But yeah, CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre. That was a really weird decision to burn the briefcase less than an hour after Drew won it. So Damian Priest retained. This is the part where I said, okay, I want Damian to retain every time now. Damian at this point, he really cemented himself as a great World Heavyweight Champion. So. And the women's match overtopped the men's match, in my opinion. It was really awesome to see Tiffany win Money in the Bank. It sucks that her run as Miss Money in the Bank sucked, but hey, at least she's champion now. And the main event was a 6-man tag, Bloodline versus KO, Cody, and the Randy. I mean, alright. It was good, but just come on. I'll give it a 3.4 out of 5 as well. Moving on, we have Saturday night's main event. Everyone gave this show a lot of crap because it wasn't the greatest thing ever. Excuse me. Wait, where do I have this in my ranks? Saturday night's main event. Okay, I need to give this one a lower rating, in my opinion. It's a 4 out of 5 here. I'm going to give it a lower rating. The matches, honestly, for Saturday night's main event all of them were great except for the women's US title match. Drew versus Sami was fast-paced and it was great. The Liv versus Io match was Liv's best title match. And she won clean, too, which she needed to do that before Rhea took it away from her. And then the World Heavyweight Championship match, fun triple threat. The Chelsea won the U.S. Championship. The match was mid, but hey, she won the title, so at least it was a cool moment, I guess. Kevin versus Cody, it was short as hell, but it was still good, but I expected a lot more out of it. With Saturday night's main event, the longest match was 12 minutes, and that was a Cody-Kevin match. I mean, Drew versus Sami was 11 minutes. Liv versus Io was 9. The World Heavyweight Championship was 11. The Women's United States Championship was 8, and the Kevin Cody match for the WWE Winged Eagle title was 12. I really feel like they should make the show 2 hours and 30 minutes, but keep 5 matches on there because if you put 6 matches, then it's going to be 2 hours and 30 minutes this time. It's not going to work. Just put it at 2 hours and 30 minutes for San Antonio's show 2 hours and 30 minutes. Just put it at that, and then just keep 5 matches on there to make it flow at least a little bit better, because this was so rushed. Like, my God. I'm going to give the show a 3.5 out of 5. So next up, moving on, we have King and Queen of the Ring from Saudi Arabia. Okay, this show. It was good. I just don't know what to say about it. I'm just trying to scroll to find it. Honestly, what the heck was that? I thought my door opened. The Becky Liv match. It was good. It just underwhelmed because they had a much better match on Raw, like on March 15th, I think. No, it was not the 15th. No, it was March 18th or the 11th, I think. I don't know. But they had a much better match there. Liv won here. It was pretty cool to see Dom screw up and have Liv retain. Or have Liv dethrone Becky. That was her first title defense, too. This was the point where everyone was sick and tired of Becky, so it sucks, but yeah, internet fans are idiots. Like, my God. Becky was never tiring. I mean, it made sense for her to win the championship because Liv just wasn't ready for that moment just yet. I mean, it was just a month, so yeah. Liv won. That's cool, I guess. The triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship was a lot of fun, in my opinion. A lot of fun. You had Otis do some shenanigans right there where he destroyed Bronson Reed, just would not destroy Sami Zayn and all that. And he accidentally destroyed Chad Gable, and Sami got the win by pinning Bronson Reed. That was Bronson's first PLE, which, I mean, he was just kind of thrown in there, but it was something, I guess. Nia versus the two Queen and King of the Ring matches. The Nia Lyra one was, it was alright. The finish though was wild. Gunther versus Randy. This is their best match that they've had this year or that year. I just never went around to really like the what's it called. I just never came around to the Bash and Berlin match. I thought the Bash and Berlin match was good. And moving on, we have the WWE Royal Rumble, which that show is coming up sooner or later. Damn it. I need to find the right color for it. But that show is coming up sooner or later, so that's pretty cool to see there. With the Royal Rumble, the Women's Rumble was... Wow, I don't know if my voice went right there. The Women's Rumble was a lot of fun to watch, in my opinion. It was great. Obviously, not everyone's saying it's the best Women's Rumble of all time. That's arguable. I feel like that might be the case, but yeah. This fatal four-way between AJ Roman, LA, Knight, and Randy Orton, I feel like that's just way too overhated in my opinion. I thought the match was great. I don't know why. Everyone was expecting the biggest classic of all time. It was just a standard fatal four-way, but it was good. Oh no, Roman retained. Solo's interference just was not needed though. The Kevin versus Logan match, good match there, but it was a really creative ending though. I could say that. And the men's Rumble match was mid. Cody won, though. It was pretty cool to see. Moving on, we have WrestleMania Night 1. This is WrestleMania Night 1, in my opinion. Honestly, that night was just pretty cool to see. I mean, you had Rhea Ripley retain against Becky Lynch, the first match of the night. You had the crazy, chaotic ladder match. And then the really cool Dominic and Santos versus Rey and Andrade tag team match, which I still think it should have been either Rey versus Santos or Carlito turning heel here. You did not need to involve the Philadelphia Eagles in any way. But bruh. Alright, Santos and Dom lost. I feel like they should have won here in my opinion. I don't know why. But alright, I guess. But then this is the middle of the show and then it starts dying from here because this is the part of the show which is why I'm putting this at its place right here. Jay versus Jimmy, terrible match. 1.7 out of 5. That's my lowest match rating. No. That's my lowest PLE match rating of the year. And the 6-woman tag was fine. I mean, it was just there to put Jade Cargill as and cement her as a next big thing in the women's division. That's it. The Sami winning was so heartfelt. It was so amazing, and the tag match at the end was insanity. It was really fun to watch. Yeah. But WrestleMania Night 1, it kind of in the middle of it kind of hit a dead block right there, so I'm gonna get I gave it a 3.7 out of 5. Still really good, but it just hit a little, I don't know, it hit a little bump in the road near the middle of the matches there. Next up we have is Bash in Berlin. Now everyone's giving this PLE a lot of praise. I don't know about that, truthfully. I thought it was good. It's just a less crazy version of Backlash. Like I think this is Backlash 2.0 in my opinion, just in Germany. I thought it was good. I thought it was great actually. Just let more what's it called? Decked down from I don't even know. I just noticed that the poster I grabbed here was from 2023 because Rhea's hair, look at it, and Drew's smiling. Yeah, Cody and Kevin have a really fun match in my opinion. As I now realize this video is over 20 minutes. Yeah, Cody and Kevin put on a really good match in my opinion. That was really fun to watch. The women's tag title match did not need to be on the PLE unless a title change was happening, and it clearly did happen. So cool, I guess. I mean, McIntyre versus Punk was a lot of fun to watch. It was like that strap match. It really overwhelmed me in a great way. By the way, I expected little from this match. Like I did not think the match was gonna be good. Ended up being great. So nice. The Judgment Day versus the Terror Twins was pretty fun to watch too, and the World Heavyweight Championship match, although not their best match out of the two matches they had, but it was still good. Although Bash in Berlin, I would give it a 4.1 out of 5. I thought it was great. Just it's Backlash, but less of the hype of Backlash. The Berlin crowd was amazing. I need to rank the crowds. I just noticed that. Next up was Clash of the Castle from Scotland. Now you can see Drew is clearly heel here because he is not smiling. He is angry and sophisticated. It started off with a great I Quit match between Cody and AJ. The women's tag titles. They changed hands, but ultimately that was not that good of a reign, I guess. But it sucks, but hey, it is what it was. Imagine leaving Scotland and they were gonna have no title changes. They had to have at least one. So yeah, the IC title match was great. I just feel like the wrong winner was here. I just feel like Sammy was the wrong winner here, but I'm not complaining. The Bayley versus Piper match was kind of mid at best, and the main event was good. It just like I was rooting for Drew in this match, and it pissed me off seeing Punk coming in, but it doesn't piss me off anymore because I don't know. I was not rooting for Drew as heavily as yeah. That's that. That's Clash of the Castle for you. I rated it a 4.1 out of 5, and now we're here at WWE Day 1, 2024. As my lights are not changing. Okay, cool. I'm stuck now. This show, I thought it was honestly a great start to the year. Now they changed. Becky versus Nia was a lot better of a match than I thought it would be. Yeah, Cody calling out Shinsuke when they're still in their feud. Kofi and Jay versus the Imperium could have been good, but just it sucks to see Giovanni get hurt like that. I still feel like breaking up Imperium was not the right move in my opinion as well. Alright. Miz TV with R-Truth. Pretty cool. And it led to Awesome Truth reforming. I feel like that did not get enough praise, but hey. Versus the Judgment Day and they won, so pretty cool there. Rhea versus Ivy was great. Or not great. It was good, but just yeah. It was just there, I guess. And then it was what's it called? Jinder Mahal coming back, which I thought was funny as hell when I first started watching this. And then The Rock comes out, banger segment, 5 out of 5. And then there's that useless women's tag match, which this like era of Raw, like dating from late 2023 to right smack dab at the start of 2024, like it pissed me off because like they would do random women's tag team match on Raw for no reason, like no build up. This one had slight build up, but yeah, it was awful. And Drew vs. Seth was honestly, I think, one of Seth's best title defense, if not the best in my opinion. I loved every moment of that. That was a lot of fun. Like, God, that's underrated in my opinion. Moving on, I gave Day 1 a 4.3 out of 5. Moving on. We have SmackDown New Year's Revolution. This show is underrated too because, I don't know, but I think it's very underrated too. I mean, Kevin versus Santos was great. You had the Final Testament kind of debuted as a faction. You had me, Shin, and Io put on a great match. You had Tyler Bate get called up. You had a banger triple threat to end the night. Like, damn, this was a flawless show in my opinion. It just it got forgotten within like 3 weeks, and I guess. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I don't care if it's better than a lot of the PLEs I have here. It was flawless. I don't know why. It was flawless. It was great. Moving on, we have Backlash France. I think we're at number 3 now. Backlash France. Oh, God. The show to WrestleMania. Everyone was expecting the show to be bad. I thought it was going to be pretty good. I don't know. You had Kevin and Randy versus the Bloodline get turned into a street fight last minute. Banger. The WWE Women's Championship triple threat. Banger. The World Heavyweight Championship. Kind of a banger. The women's tag titles were good. And Cody versus AJ, instant classic banger. That show was amazing. I wish I could go back to streaming that. I wish I was still in that day just streaming that. That was a lot of fun. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Moving on to show number 2, SummerSlam, and now you all know what number 1 is gonna be. So I'll just skim by this one. SummerSlam, like, goddamn, that was a lot of fun. You had Rhea versus Liv, kind of a good match, but it wasn't as good as the Raw Netflix. It's raining outside, if you can hear it slightly. It wasn't as good as the what's it called? Damn it, the Netflix match they had, but the heel turn or the extra heel turn at the end by Dom was just flawless. You had Braun Breaker being crowned the new Intercontinental Championship. Not that great of a match, but I thought it was still decent for how it was. You had LA Knight be crowned as a new U.S. Championship and a champion in a great match. You had Nia Jax get her moment, and pretty good match too. Drew versus Punk kicked off their rivalry, or kicked off their trilogy. Drew won. Pretty cool decision there. And then you had Gunther be crowned the new World Heavyweight Champion, and the Judgment Day break up. Ultimately, the Judgment Day stuff really crumbled down. It just sucked. But the breakups or like the turns, like the betrayals, were just a lot of fun. Gunther was a new World Heavyweight Champion. I was sad to see Damian like legit lose it. Like, I actually got upset. And the main event was mid, but Roman came back, so that's why I was main eventing. That's it. SummerSlam got a 4.6 out of 5. I loved it a lot. It was a great show. And the main event, WrestleMania 41. This is the show that everyone knew that was going to be on here. WrestleMania 41, not a single bad match on there, in my opinion. World Heavyweight Championship. It was a finisher fest, but it was great. You had Damian Priest's epic cash-in coming at the end of it. The Final Testament versus the Pride gets too much hate. It was a good match. It just ended a lot shorter than I thought. It just was a lot shorter of a match than I thought it would be. It was a street fight, but it was just short and sweet. That's it. It was good. Everyone gives that match too much hate. LA versus AJ was great, too. The triple threat for the United States Championship was wacky, but it was fun. Bayley versus Io, great match in my opinion. Cool to see Bayley win. I wish Io got a rematch though. I don't know why. And then there's Cody finishing the story. I mean, that WrestleMania Night 2, flawless show. No bad matches at all. With SummerSlam, you had mid matches, but this show, like WrestleMania Night 2, perfect in my opinion. I thought it was amazing. I gave it a perfect 5 out of 5. The PLE and special show ranking from last year, it lasted 38 minutes. This one lasted 27, so yay, that's cool, I guess. Thank you all for watching this one. Have a good day. I'm going to have to get this. I'm going to go stress myself out editing this, so goodbye, I guess.